morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much for being subscribers. But I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Also, I'm still looking at my analytics and I see that there's still more people that is watching that is not subscribed. So make sure you definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you can know each and every time I come on live or I upload a video, okay? Well, today I wanted to talk about XSCAPE, okay? Latasha Scott's husband, his mistress, this whole debacle with Latasha Scott and her sister Tamika. I am absolutely obsessed with the SWV XSCAPE show, okay? Even though I love SWV growing up, XSCAPE was my favorite group. I got the albums that they put out, know every song, even the ones that was not released. So definitely a fan. I would have to say all of them are very good vocalists, but I would have to say, my favorite one, as far as singing, I would have to say I love Tamika's voice, okay? Tamika Scott. I loved her voice. It was, I don't know, so pristine to me. Even though Latasha can blow, I love Candy's voice. She has a distinctive voice. I love Candy's voice growing up. You know what I mean? But I would have to say, hey, Latasha has a beautiful voice, but it's something about Tamika's voice, Tamika Scott voice that had always, won me over, right? Even though all of them can blow, to include Tiny, when they came to the Memphis area, child, a few years back, me and all my kids went, my sisters, everybody. We just, Tamar Braxton was with them, Monica. I love Monica. We had a ball. They can really put on a show, okay? So when I saw that they had a reality show that was coming on, even though they had another one before, but this one right here is just full of, it's loaded. It is full of juice. I am absolutely addicted to it, okay? And so, we've been hearing this situation about Tamika and her sister being into it. We've been seeing, this situation about Rocky's, girlfriend or side chick or whatever, child. I've did some digging. Okay. I did some digging. I hope I said that right. I've done some digging. Okay. And I found a little bit, and I just surfaced a little bit and kind of, did some stuff. And child, I got a lot to say about that, but let's start from the very beginning. Okay. As far as Tamika Scott and her sister, and her mother, that whole debacle, to even start off with Candy and Latasha. I saw their first reality show, and it was obvious that Latasha just did not like Candy, okay? Remember on the episodes of XSCAPE Still Kicking It, where Latasha's husband Rocky told her she needed to be a big sister, and really basically it kind of sounded like to me he was telling Latasha that she needed to finesse Candy, and because at that point Candy was not on board. Here is a small clip from XSCAPE's first reality show, XSCAPE Still Kicking It, that they recorded a few years ago.
What happened when y'all were in the group on the third album? It's not bad.
Now you can see in that particular part, and that was just one of a couple that Latasha's husband was trying to get her to make amends with Candy, because they really needed Candy to be on board to make this work. Candy kept saying in that was the first episode, XSCAPE Still Kicking It, that she didn't want to be on board. She felt like it was going to be a replica of what had happened before. She felt like Latasha was going to get in, try and judge her. They put her through hell the first time and then jump board, She just felt like in the back of her mind, Latasha had motives, of course. But we see that Rocky said it himself, that they basically had nothing. Okay. So they needed Candy. They needed her to be on board. And we saw what happened. Candy ended up getting on board. They went on tour. The tour was very successful. And then some things happened. Latasha started feeling herself and they broke up again. And they all came back together because I think they are all great together. They started out together. And that's why I can't understand why Latasha is always, it's okay to do separate things, but I would always put Xscape first, right? Because that's what people love. You know what I mean? But for some reason, it's like Tasha wants to use, in my opinion, Xscape and Candy's and Tiny's connects, right? And then she and her husband feel like that's the opportunity to make her the Beyonce of the group. So Tamika is being smart this time. You know, I love seeing Tamika in Tyler Perry plays, but let's just be honest. I'm sure she was not making what she is making now. And you could tell that Candy and Tiny was the ones that was making all the money. Okay, you could tell now that money is coming in, more money is coming in, and it should, because they are amazing. Even Latasha, okay? But more money is coming in, but to consistently piss in the face of those who is helping you, because the first thing Latasha would say, my voice put me here. Your voice was not putting you there, Latasha. It could not have put you back where you are without the connections of Tiny and Candy. Let's just be honest. Even though your voice is amazing, you would not be where you are, which is why your husband said in the first reality show that you all did, you need to make sure that things are good with Candy. You're really just gonna have to suck it up and play to her tune. Even though your voice is beautiful, Candy's connections and Tiny's connections has helped to put you where you are, because really nobody was checking for you, because you had put out good songs through the years, but it just was not getting, people was really not picking up on that, right? Even though I listened to the songs, I think that they were good songs. You was not getting any emotion, okay? Let's just be honest. With that beautiful voice and all, you was not getting any emotion, okay? Now, it's so much I want to talk about, but let's get on to this Unique Fouché, okay? When Unique Fouché first came out and kind of dropped the bomb on Rocky, I always believed it. I believed that something was going on, but I don't believe it was what she said, child. So, you know, I got curious and started looking into this Unique Fouché, and I could not find, okay? I could not find anything on her. She's definitely from New Orleans because she has the New Orleans accent. Of course, being a private investigator, that is definitely my profession, okay? I was like, well, something is wrong. First of all, the name was not spelled right. And I was like, well, if her name is Unique, her real name is Unique, it is probably spelled the normal way. But when it was not spelled the normal way, I said, okay, well, then that first name is probably not her name. And so I started doing a little dig, and I just kind of scratched the surface, and sure enough, okay, I came up with something in 15 minutes, although she thought that she had, you know, she was in the clear. I kind of came up with something. I saw that she had lived in Chalmette, and I see that she has been on other shows. She was on a judge show with her ex-husband. And it's funny because they had gotten a divorce and was wanting to get remarried again. And her issue was, you know, her family just sort of accepted anybody, and they partied and things of that nature. And, you know, they were just an open family. But his mother, even though, you know, they had children, and I do believe she said that they had 3 children, she never, even when his family had get-togethers, he said what was so strange was that she would sit in the car, right? She would sit in the car the whole time, which was crazy. And, you know, she had issues with that, right? And so they went back a second time. You know, they was wanting to go back down the aisle, and Then, they went back to the judge's show a second time, and this time things had changed. It was like he was wanting, to be with her. The tables had completely turned. And, he said now she had focused on her career and she had no qualms about that. Yeah, I'm focused on my career. He had me. You could tell things had changed. He said, and this show was done maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. She said that, he said that she was always in Atlanta. And she said, well, I go to Atlanta a whole lot, even though she was living in Chalmette, which is right outside of New Orleans. He said he was just really suspicious about that. She was putting her career before their relationship, and he really wanted to reconcile, with her. And by this time, she said she was over it. She was over it. So, I'm sure she went on that judge's show for the exposure. But what I did see, and I'm not going to put that out there, is that her name was not the name that she's using at all. Okay. Her name is not the name that she's using. So I actually ended up, digging a little bit deeper. And like I said, I see that she had lived in Chalmette and then she moved to New Orleans. Okay. Her and her children moved to New Orleans. She and her children moved to Atlanta. Okay. Without her husband. Okay. Or the ex-husband. And just based on what I saw, she's saying that because it's obvious that, Latasha was making money down through the years. I guess, Rocky, it appears, but, Tamika said that Rocky was living with, Latasha was living with her mother about 9 years back. But it appears that Latasha and Rocky is living good. So if she's been in a 5-year relationship with somebody, I can't understand why she's driving a 2015. Okay. And I know I saw her on, the Tasha K's preview, and Tasha K said she pulled up with a driver, but it's nothing for people to put on a facade, right? I'm sure she was able to hire a driver. She didn't want Tasha K to see her pulling up in that 2015. I was able to see where she lives, and, she had said that, Rocky spent time with her, but it seems, from what I could see, it's a step up, from the project. So if this is a man that you was in a relationship with, okay, and I'm not throwing any shade at anybody that lives in the projects, but if this man really loves you, why didn't he put you in a better situation? It seems to me either they're in this together, to him and her in this together with all of this controversy to help put her in a better situation so he can go on and leave Tasha. I doubt it. Or she has decided to take this opportunity because he didn't put her in a better situation, right? Is she pregnant? I don't know. Looking at some of the pictures, I found a lot of her pictures up under her real name. Hey, I can't tell that she's pregnant. Okay, I can't tell that she's pregnant, but hey, I don't know. I'm not an OBGYN. But do I think that she has some type of relationship with him? Absolutely. Absolutely. I just think she's kind of embellishing on how they were supposedly deeply in love. I think she knew exactly what it was, and she was hoping for some type of come up, and I believe that he promised that to her. I believe that he promised that to her, but Latasha, he saw an opportunity to pimp Latasha again. This opportunity came up with XSCAPE for this show, and this was an opportunity to make Latasha Beyonce again. Let's just keep it real. Latasha would be more marketable than her. Nobody knows her, and I think being that she has kind of put herself out there as this side chick who does not care, it's gonna be hard. Okay, it's kind of gonna be hard. I think Rocky wanted to stay where he know that the money can be an abundance. Here's this opportunity. Child, they done stole Tamika's money and got her skin and stuff bleached, honey. So he feel like she's more marketable. She's the jackpot, okay? While she's driving around in her, 2015. And let me just say, this ain't nothing wrong with no 2015. That 2015 station wagon getting her from here and fro. To and fro. So ain't nothing wrong with that. I just think that, if you're going to be slurping on somebody else's husband, okay? And I'm not promoting it because I don't think it's right. But she wasn't getting none out of it. So it just kind of proves that, maybe she was just a hit here and there. Slurp, slurp, I'm gone. All right. They have again tricked Candy and Tiny into making them think that Latasha wanted to reunite with Escape, and now they've taken this opportunity, okay? In which I don't know how that's gonna go, because I don't think that this gospel situation, and hey, Latasha has a beautiful voice, but in my opinion, I don't think it's going to go over as well as she think. I think she'll come right back to Escape when this fizzles out. Because see, right now they have a smoking hot storyline, okay, and I believe that it's real. And so what Latasha is doing is, I don't think it's affecting her at all. I do believe that is affecting her sister Tamika. Tamika is hurt, we can tell, but Latasha and her husband is seeing this as an opportunity to make her into the Beyonce. Okay, we're gonna take this. Hey, this is getting a lot of media attention, regardless of how it makes me look. This is my opportunity to make me into Gladys Knight and keep them the pips. Okay. That's exactly what I think. But I'll talk more about this. I've been wanting to talk about this. I love that show so much. But I believe Tamika. And not because I love her voice and she's my favorite in the group. Because I love Candy and all them. I think Candy is a astute businesswoman. I love her grind. I like Tiny. And hey, Latasha's personality was the exact same way it appears even on R&B Divas, okay? It is obvious that she and her husband have a problem, and it is because they feel like Latasha should be Gladys Knight. That's what I think. I really feel that way. But you can have the voice, but you have to stick to what works. And her being by herself has not worked in all these years. Let's just be honest, okay? But child, yeah, the side chick, I think is smoking mirrors with that, honey. She been wanting to be in the spotlight, and she living over there almost in the projects, and she been going with Rocky for 5 years. She moved from Chalmette to be with him. I'm almost certain of that. And so I believe it was something going on, but it was probably like, I'm gonna come and hit you, and I believe they was doing a little something. But if they was that in love, he would have put her in a better situation. Like I said, she wouldn't be driving the 2015, okay? I'm just saying, all right? But anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Y'all know I'm going to continuously talk about this because this is one of my favorite shows. I can't put her name out there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put out there where she lives. I don't want to put out there what kind of car she drives. I mean, I'm not trying to get the girl stalked and all of that. I think she's doing a good job of that herself. I'll let her do that and leave that off of my conscience. But y'all know I had to go and look for it, and I found it, okay? That's why they call me the best PI out there, all right? Around these parts. But anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I'll talk with you later.